YouTube, we back with another tutorial. So today we're gonna do a mid taper on some waves, man. So we're gonna take my guy down to a 1.5. I think this would be a nice, clean, and simple tutorial. Not nothing too complicated. A good a good video to watch when you're really trying to grow and you're really trying to just learn how to find your system. So for me, I like to break it down into phases. So starting out with phase one is just prepping the client before we execute. So right now we're combing out the hair, getting an understanding of the growth pattern, taking note of the texture, seeing like especially for someone who's cutting their hair down, they're going to have a crown area. So you want to take note how the hair is growing around that crown. And you don't, especially for a waver, just in general, you don't want to, if we're going with the grain, we want to pay attention to all the directions of that hair that is growing because you can accidentally go against the grain in a certain spot and make a light spot. And especially as a waver, but anyone in general, like you will hate that. So you want to take note of any inconsistencies with the growth pattern or lighter spots. You want to take note of all these when you're cutting the hair down. So I sped it up a little bit, but no, I'm just taking my time. I'm working and I'm following the natural growth pattern the hair wants to go in. And part of the prep work, I like to just put some Nairobi, a nice foam on there, lay it down and dry it off with a blow dryer and just spray the spritz on anywhere that we're going to line up. So by the time it's that time, after we do our taper, it's already locked and loaded and we can just keep flowing. And bro a troll, so he might crack y'all up just in some parts of this video. But starting out, we put in our initial guideline and we're using reference points. I use the top of the ear and the end of the eyebrow for my reference points. And we're just cleaning up any extra hair underneath. So for the first part of the fade, we're going to open up that lever all the way open and we're going to give ourselves room. Not too much though. We don't want to go too high because you can never add hair back, but you can always take some away. So we're just going to put a nice little panel about a centimeter and we're going to close the clipper straight up and work our way just up it. Every time we go up gradually, we're opening up the clipper halfway to open. And then we jumped right up to that 1.5. We're going to use these guards closed. And 1.5 closed, we're just going to work our way back down to that guideline we put with the lever open. And I'm mainly using my teeth and I'm angling the clipper because I don't want to add any new guidelines into this taper. And this is just a closed method I like, super simple. Any guard you put on there, just put it closed. Work your way down with the 1.5 guard, the 1 guard, and the 0.5 guard. And it actually gives a nice blend. And I want to do different variations of technique so you guys can see that it's really about just finding what works for you. So after we jump down from that 1, we put the 0.5 guard on there and you can see how simple that blend came together. On this side, I want to more so speak on why I like to keep it simple and just let you watch me work the system. There's a number of reasons why keeping it simple with your systems will be very beneficial. Not only will you already have a baseline that you can always refer back to if you want to try different techniques, you know, regardless, if you get lost trying something new, you know you have a simple system you can always fall back upon that you can build off of. And also, it's just so much different stuff going on in the shop, whether that's conversations with your clients or your coworkers, or people coming in trying to sell stuff, barber products, whatever. So when your system is not taking up too much of your mental capacity, you know that exactly what you're doing, how you're executing, you got an understanding of the results it's going to produce. It can make that part of the haircut so much easier to be duplicatable, so you can give the same result over consistently over the long run, and not just some days when you're really feeling it and you're feeling good that day, you give a good haircut, and the next day when you're not feeling it the best, it looks like a completely different haircut. So when you keep a system, it allows you to execute in a repeatable fashion. Yeah, super simple. And we're gonna do the exact same thing for the back tape. Drop a comment if it's anything that you've been taking from these different tutorials, whether it's the fading techniques, whether it's the frameworks, whether it's the lineup process. Drop a comment and let me know. I hope you're all excited for 2026. I feel like it's going to be a crazy year. A lot of growth, a lot of learning. I've been in the barbershop a little over 2 years now, and I didn't learn so much. So it's still a lot of room to grow. And hopefully, y'all trying to lock in and take y'all's career to the next level, because barbering can provide so many different opportunities. There's so many different ways you can go, and relationships you can build just becoming a great, reliable barber. So I hope you are ready to keep pushing and keep progressing as the year comes by. Since we took the haircut down to a 1.5, we can always just smooth everything down, especially in the taper areas with a little bit of a lower lever. So knocking it down to a 1 where we're fading at, and it's just helping us make a nice transition. Notice how I'm angling, I'm using corners, I'm breezing by dark spots. I'm not getting too caught up on one particular area, because like I always say, once we put our lineup on, we can always come back and detail it and take it over the top. Drop down to that 0.5. We got it fully closed. If we see any dark spots, we can open it up and go up in those just to be safe. Just smooth everything down. So now we can execute for the lineup. So for the lineup, I'm trying to stay out at the furthest natural point that can leave a nice crisp line. I'm just working off the shape of the head, working my way around the ear, just letting it come to me, not trying to be too cosmetic with it, just trying to give a good, natural, clean line. I'm not trying to dig in too much at all. I'm just letting the clippers do the work. We buy these $100, $150, even $200+ clippers, and we should be letting the clippers do the work for us. That's what we bought them for. Just let them execute. Don't be digging too much into people's skin and causing irritation. Same thing, just naturally work my way around the ear. Bring everything together. And we see dark spots, but like I say, we're gonna come back to them after we place this lineup on there. For the front lineup, I always like to start with the vertical bars so I can balance everything symmetrically and use reference points to achieve that balance. This dude can't stay serious. So off that vertical bar, I'm looking at where it lines up on the eyebrow or the eyelid, and I'm going to match it to the other side using a pencil just to bring out that extra pop, and it'll go away. So if clients are asking, just let them know that the pencil will go away. You can take it off with the alcohol. Just always be respectful to what the client prefers. Using your mirrors to make sure there's balance and we see what side we need to work towards, the side with the higher corner. We're just naturally going to work our way that way and then walk our way to the corner and use that same line to walk our way to the other side. We're never in a rush, especially with placing the hairline. Like, this is the first thing you're gonna see when you're looking at somebody's cut for the most part. And even though you can come back and touch up a fade, you can clean up a lineup. But once you dig too far in or you rushing and make the wrong move, you got to do the same thing to the other side to get that balance. So just beware and be cautious. Bear with me, y'all, as I try to get my angles right. For y'all that been tuned into the channel, it's a work in progress. I ordered a mirror mount, so I should have that up and running soon. I've been trying to get this right side screw to hold my camera, but bear with me on the angles. But I hope you guys are seeing everything that's being executed. I'm taking my time, making sure I get those corners nice and sharp. And for the C cup, we're going to work our way off that top line. We're going to make sure it's symmetrically balanced, and we're not going to be too cosmetic and trying to overcurve the C or anything like that. We're just going to work off what the hair is naturally telling us to do. Using references, measuring it so we can apply the exact same thing on the other side. And this takes out all the guesswork, all the eyeballing and all that, so you can achieve the duplicatable results I've been talking about. The first phase was prep. Then we got into fading and we did our lineup. So now we're kind of doing our detail work and stuff to just set the haircut over the top. So we are adding a little bit of enhancements. And notice how I'm not overspraying. I'm trying to just add a little pop and I'm working off the cut that I already did. So even when I'm spraying in angles to give that same gradients of the haircut that I already did. And you see it's all coming together pretty nice. And this is a no clog air compressor. If you guys use the compressor, I'm telling you, cordless no clog compressor will save you so much time. And I'm sure I've seen some on Home Depot. There's plenty of people who sell this product, so I'm sure you can find it somewhere. And after we put our enhancements, we just locking it in, put a nice holding spray on there and just lock in everything so we can come back with the razor. We can do some detail work and that'll be the cut, guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this whole process, taking different things that you think that can take you over the top the next time you're performing a taper. So it's all coming together. Now we can corner any dark spots we see. Right here is a nice trick to get any frizz. You just close up the clipper and work off the shape of the head. Don't be scared. Utilize the shape of the head and your clipper and just take your time and just breeze over it. And that razor, you know, that set it over the top even more. This actually adds a day or two to the lasting of the haircut because it gets that stubble that the trimmers really can't get. Make sure you stretch the skin. You don't want to nick your client. So it's best practice to stretch the skin and glide the razor at a nice 30-degree angle. And the razor holder I'm using right here is called a Turkish blade by Tune 45. So it's plenty of different razor holders. You honestly just got to find the one that's most comfortable in your hand. Some of the other ones I don't really like. I feel like some of them are too bulky or whatever, but find the best razor holder that suits you. And so that's the cut, YouTube. Let me know what you guys think. A nice clean taper on a wave haircut. Nice, clean, and simple, man. So leave a like and a comment. Please subscribe if you've been learning different stuff. There's going to be plenty more tutorials coming. We like to keep it simple and efficient over here. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.